Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Jano's live stream presentation of the Gingerbread Factory holiday display light show Extravaganza. In just a few moments, you will see Big Jano's 3D printed holiday project come to life like you have never seen before. This 100% 3D printed display has addressable LED lights and audio synced together with some festive music for a one-of-a-kind experience only Big Jano could create. We invite you all to sit back and relax as it is almost time for the show. Just a reminder, normal stream alerts have been turned off, and Big Jano will be responding to chat in a limited manner for the duration of the show. All normal chat rules still apply, and moderators will address anyone violating these rules. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Our story begins in our quiet gingerbread village where the factory sits. The town is engaged in excitement for the upcoming holiday season, with the factory workers gearing up for the increase in gingerbread production. The clock tower chimes and the smokestack whistles, signaling the start of the new hustle and bustle of the season. customers are at an impasse. What holiday music shall they listen to while they work? Many bicker back and forth with many different music options to choose from. They agree that they should just listen to everything and decide for themselves. The workers listened to song after song, only to realize after every one that they were all dancing, humming along, and even doing a little air guitar. It then occurred to them that it didn't matter the type of music played in the factory, but it was the sentiment behind it. The music was there to remind everyone the joyful spirit the holidays bring each and every year, to motivate one another to do good for all, and to share the common goal of making it the best holiday season yet. just like that, our gingerbread factory and our little gingerbread town was fully in the holiday spirit. Their enthusiasm carries on each and every day this holiday season, and I hope some of it made its way to you today. May you all find joy and enthusiasm in this holiday season, and don't forget to also enjoy a little gingerbread along the way too. Thank you everyone for watching Big Jano's Gingerbread Factory Holiday Display Light Show Extravaganza. We certainly hope you enjoyed the show and its festivities. Please stand by and continue to stay on the stream to participate in a Q&A session hosted by Big Jano himself regarding this year's 2024 holiday project. If you are interested in helping financially support Big Jano's future projects or would like to help contribute to next year's holiday project, please check out the ways you can support Big Jano through his YouTube profile links, through YouTube Super Chats, purchasing YouTube memberships to Big Jano's channel, or by checking out Big Jano's merch store or 3D model membership page on Thanks 3D. Thank you all for watching, and happy holidays!
Well, there we go, everybody. Welcome on in, and thank you so much for watching the Gingerbread Factory light show display. What did we all think? Hope you all enjoyed it. And let me get myself back on screen here in just a second. But welcome on in, everybody, officially to the stream. Hope you are all doing great. And I will get to you guys here in just a second. There we go. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys missed any of it, we'll probably play it again at the end of this YouTube live stream as well. So no worries if you came in late and missed a little bit of it. We'll probably do an encore at the end of the stream today. But welcome on in, everybody. For those that do not know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Big Jano. I'm an engineer by day, but by night I like to game, I like to 3D print, and create awesomeness here on YouTube and over on Twitch a few nights a week. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everyone's weekend has been going well. But chat, there we go. There was our Gingerbread Factory display light show extravaganza. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a long time coming. This project took a little bit of time to get done. This was a interesting project to say the least. We started this project back over in, let's see, mid-October, we started this project. And let me just get back to my screen here. I can show you guys the, one sec, I thought I had it. Oh, I think it's there. Maybe it's not there. Let me fix something real quick, and I will, that way I forgot to add the scene to it. I can go on my top-down screen, actually. This might work, so, or not. Give me 2 seconds. Not sure why that's not working, but, while I figure that out, chat, for those that are interested in learning more about this project, I do have, I'm trying to get the screen up that you can actually see the Gingerbread Factory here. Let me just go back to there we go. I'll just go back to that. So this is our Gingerbread Factory display, our fully printed, decorated, and wired up with LEDs. There's 3 different strands of LEDs connected to a controller, that are also now connected to a power supply that runs the lights. We're using we're using a new controller for this type of project. This is something we haven't done before. We do a lot of LED projects here on the channel. So for those that are new here, we do a lot of 3D design, 3D modeling, 3D printing. and a lot of projects with electronics, addressable LEDs like we have here. So we're using an interesting controller. It's called the Quinn LED Dig Quad. It is a control board that is specifically designed for LED strips like these. You can use them for, a lot of people use this control board for an outdoor house light show. It has WLED software enabled already on the board when you buy it. So WLED is a fancy software that you can control each of these LEDs individually with whatever colors and effects. But we are using Xlights to control the show. So all that show, all the stuff you guys saw tonight was run through Xlights, which is a software that is also used for many people for their outdoor light displays as well. Let me go to... so right now, this is going to be kind of like a Q&A session of our Gingerbread House display light show. So if you guys have any particular questions, you guys are more than welcome to ask me. Other than that, I'm going to kind of, like I did in the Twitch stream a little bit ago, we're going to break down kind of everything that kind of led up to this point. And I can show you guys a little bit behind the scenes of the Xlights show, our 3D model, our design, and everything that kind of went into that up into this point. So let me pull up the physical 3D model of it itself so I can show you guys what this all looks like. And there we go. And I don't have... Let me see if I can get my other camera back on here. There we go. Boom, boom, and boom. All right. So here's our 3D model of our Gingerbread factory. So for those that are new to the channel, this is kind of a running tradition type of project we do every year now. We've done a 3D printed gingerbread house the last 4 years. Excuse me. It's not actually 3D printed gingerbread cookie, but it is the gingerbread color that we 3D print with. So we started this project. We started this like holiday tradition like 4-ish years ago. Something that was just been kind of, I don't know. We started off doing this little simple basic house 4 years ago. We have them all back there. They're on my shelf back there. Every year we've kind of bumped up our designs a little bit. This year I kind of wanted to do a display versus just having like a singular house. So like, you know, we have our house, we have a house here. This is kind of like a little cottage house with a couple different, couple buildings all kind of wedged together. But this year I kind of wanted, I was really digging the factory theme. And I was kind of inspired a little bit by like a Willy Wonka factory vibe, or also kind of like a, Industrial Revolution style era factory. So the model itself has 23 individual components, all of which can be printed on a single tool 3D printer. There are some parts that can be used with a multi-tool printer that can do color swaps. You can do like, for example, the factory building. You can do the detailing of the walls. Also, if you wanted to do, we have these stained glass window pieces. We're also custom. Everything in here is custom design that I did. But all these windows can be done on a single tool printer to get the color differences. I use translucent filament so you can kind of see light shining through there. It's kind of hard to see on the camera right now because the camera view is not in the best area for the windows. I had figured that I wanted to see all the lights as best I could. So the camera angle is kind of where I decided with. But you can see our model has a bunch of different components. We have our smokestack buildings. We have little garland decorations. We have a little tree back here. We have a clock tower and a clock insert for this as well. Little roof piece. We have a little fence piece for the backyards here for the little houses. We have a front gate, like a wreath. We kind of went all out. We got little gumdrop models on here too. There's a skylight in here as well. So mid-October we started this model, and we went to we wanted to go I knew back in October we wanted to do some sort of LED integration. So we ended up making some cutouts on the main factory building. These little circular cutouts are for the bulbs that you see there. I bought these like little bulb string light addressable LEDs, and I was able to kind of fit them through these cutouts with some hot glue. I was able to wire up underneath, because underneath here I completely hollowed this out underneath here, and I was able to get the wiring underneath there and get the LEDs kind of positioned. We also have LEDs wrapped around the building here because we have, I forgot to mention this in the last stream, there's a little cutout both here and here. We are using, I'll explain what LEDs we're using on each of these in a minute. But I was able to kind of feed the LEDs through this cutout. So behind the whole display is where our controller and power supply sit. So where all the connections to our LED strips are back here, kind of away behind the model. You can't really see it. So I was able to kind of feed the one stray LEDs behind here up through the wall. Underneath this building here is completely hollow as well. But there's a little slot there that can kind of wrap the LEDs around here. There's a cutout here for, once I get done with that last LED, I was able to kind of funnel the rest of them outside of here. And then the other LED I have are these little spotlight LEDs, I call them. It's just basically a little pixel that has a little heat sink, little copper, or a little pad underneath it. And they're soldered onto this thicker clear wire. And I use those around the outside of the base, as well as like inside of the courtyard here to again give it some effect lighting. So if I show you guys, well, maybe not, because that's not showing. Oh, that's why. Give me 1 second. I have the wrong top-down camera on there, I think. Maybe not. Anyway, sorry about that. So I'll just zoom this up real quick so you guys can kind of see it. So on the right-hand side, we have those bigger LED bulb string lights on the right with the factory building. On the left-hand side, we have these really thin LED strips. They're just 28 WS2812 addressable strips. But these are 2.7 millimeters wide. They're a little bit thinner, but they work really, really well around the outside of the house. And then you can see those little spotlights. Just a little square pixel with a little circular pad underneath it, and they're connected with all these wires. So you can see I was able to hot glue them onto the base inside the courtyard, kind of give some accent lighting to the windows and into the inside of the courtyard. I think that worked really, really well with this project. I had a 4th input channel on the control board, but I didn't end up using it because I just couldn't find a good LED source for what I wanted to do with. Because I was going to try to add maybe an LED strip to the tree, but because the tree's kind of hidden, I didn't really want to. I feel like it would have been kind of not for waste, but it would have been kind of hard to see those. I also had an idea to do some LEDs, like wrap them around the smokestack towers. I decided to keep it a little bit more clean there. I also had an idea, too, to also do some special effects, and I was going to buy a little mini fog machine and modify the smokestack model piece so that way I can get this, so I could be able to get some, like, smoke coming through the smokestacks. If you notice in the beginning of the show, there's, like, a section where you hear some, like, whistles blowing, and I was going to try to, like, incorporate some, like, special, like, fog special effects and try to make it go above and beyond that. But we didn't end up doing that. We had some issues. I ended up ordering actually a little handheld fog machine, but it got lost in shipping. And by the time I found out and was trying to order a new one, it wouldn't get here in time for the show tonight. So that's something we'll look into for next year for sure. But yeah, we started off with our design, our modeling. It took about a month from mid-October to about Thanksgiving time to do all the modeling. The base model. So this is showing the model with like the cutouts for the LEDs. We do actually have our base model. If I go back to, I'll show you guys, because this model is available over on my Thanks page if you guys are interested in it. Let me post the link. And if you guys have any questions as well, let me know. This is a Q&A for you guys, so if you guys do have any questions or if you have any thoughts or suggestions, definitely let me know. But there is a link to the model over on my Thanks page, and I will show you guys here real quick. This is currently under my premium tier, my membership tier. All of my holiday models right now are under my membership tier. I just started a membership tier a couple weeks ago. So right now, the membership tier is $10 a month. You get access to all the models in that tier. I'm trying to work out a way that I can. So this was free for a little while when I first released the model back in November. I am working on trying to figure out how to make this a free model this week to celebrate the Light Show debut. So I'll let you know when I can figure that out. I have to reach out to Thanks and maybe ask about that. but letting you guys know that I am going to try to make this a free model this week to celebrate. So just be on the lookout for this. But I'll show you guys the model here on Thangs. You can see a little bit better light, all the parts. We also did all the hand decorating. So we actually took a 3D pen and decorated the roof here with a 3D pen. Let's look a little bit of snow effect. We also decorated some of the windows on our base model. We also took a 3D, not 3D pen. We took a 3D pen, but we also took some acrylic paint pens. And it was able to color in the windows on the little cottage houses, and the shutters too. So we did a little bit of decorating on top of 3D printing, and all the other electrical wiring and rigging, the LED wiring. There's a top-down view of how everything kind of sits. The base has some base has little tabs that stick out from the base. Each of the models has a little cavity on the underside that kind of like slides into itself. So every piece has a spot to go into on the base, so you don't have to worry about additional gluing. Everything fits the way it should. So just one extra design step that I did to kind of make sure that things wouldn't be difficult to assemble. There's 23 parts in this total. But here are some more just detailed views. You can see like the windows over here, the other side behind the cottage houses, the front there. We got the smokestack buildings. You can see like the brick texture on the front. I designed that as well. The garlands as well are all designed. Everything on here is something I designed. So the courtyard has this really cool little star pattern. The front door of the factory, you can see that's its own separate piece of print. My favorite feature, I think, is the stained glass window pieces here. I designed these. Initially, I was going to have... So right now on our model, we have... pull this back up real quick. On our model, we have the skylight on the factory building. And then like all the window pieces are translucent, so they're see-through. Unfortunately, all those bulb LEDs in the factory building have a lot of wiring inside of this house right here. So initially I was going to have the lights kind of like light up the windows, and it just didn't work out that way because of all the wiring that needed to be like fed through there to get all the lights in each of those little holes. So that kind of didn't work out, but I'm still happy about the stained glass window pieces. They're all single tool prints, so you can swap colors and get those effects. I used some translucent filament here. Just some more details. You can see some more pictures of the windows. These are also single tool prints. So you can get the color swaps, and if you use translucent filament, you can actually get them to look see-through. So this is a really fun model. I am working, like I said, I am working on trying to get this a free model again on my Thanks page, but right now it is a premium file. But if you guys do want to support me in that regard, it's very much appreciated. You do get access to everything in the premium folder, so there's like 5 or 6 models right now. I do intend on growing that premium membership folder with models. I do plan on making some more stuff in 2025, hopefully increase the Thanks catalog a little bit. So, but this is really cool. We've done a project like this every year for the last 4 years, and this is something that I'm really excited about. And I think the lights are kind of just above and beyond what I had thought for this project initially. I never thought initially that we'd be able to even get a light show made. So I'm really glad everything turned out really well. So from the model itself, this is where we get all the LEDs wired up. And then we go into here, which is our Xlights control center. This is our entire show that you guys just got to witness. Right in here, 21-ish minutes of music and effects. So you can see, you can zoom in on all this stuff. And it's really simple once you get the hang of it. It's not too bad. But all up here in the top of the bar here, there's all the effects. I kind of had to play around with these a little bit just to be able to get the effects to shine on the LED strips as intended. Because there's some effects that are meant for different types of shapes. Like there's a tree effect that obviously if you don't have like a LED tree, it doesn't look as good as you would think it does. But spent numerous hours, I would say between 16 to 20 hours of actual programming time. Basically it's a drag and drop type of program. You drag effects to line it up with like the timing of the tracks. The audio I did also custom mix together. So all the songs that you heard on the music, they're all from Epidemic Sound, but I took all the songs and turned it into one mega file. I took those in Blender and then basically compiled it into one audio file. The narration is also done by myself. I did a little narration work. with some help of the voice mod app to deepen my voice so I can sound a little more like Morgan Freeman. But I'm like the Wish.com Morgan Freeman, honestly. But anyway, you can see like there's plenty of effects in here. Like there are some things that I probably went a little overkill on. Like each of these little things, I just kind of had to time, like line them up kind of close to where the beats were. Everything in here is manually timed. I don't think I mentioned that in the last stream. There is ways to sync up effects to like the music and timings. Everything in here I did actually manually because of not being able to understand how that works yet. But, I mean, I definitely took some time and made sure this was really nice. I did try to play with as many different effects as I could. Just so I could see some different things. And what's cool about Xlights, if you click on any different effect, you do have to input all of your LED outputs that you have on your controller. There is a layout tab for like trying to lay out your display. I kind of didn't do this the way I probably should have, but it got the job across once you put your LEDs and how many there are. And once you set up your controller, all you need is your IP address. And the controller we used was actually already like a pre-approved, like this controller that we're using is approved in Xlights, so like it's already built into their software as a configuration for this controller. So as long as you put in like the right IP address, that's the name of the controller we use. So if you guys are interested in this, there is a website you can learn more about these. But it has an ESP32 on there, which is how it has WLED programmed to it. But the sequencer is where all the magic happens, where all the effects are. You can see this is a whole list of effects up here. And then these like detail like toggles, you can toggle these and kind of play around with them. So like if I go say like near the end, like if I click on that one there, you can kind of see in a preview like what it's supposed to look like, but it will also show up on your physical LED strips too, which is pretty neat. This was really helpful to see things how they integrate into the model and into the show and how it looks. I actually got some effects on here I was able to actually like time really well with the beats of the audio at that given point. And I think I was able to really, like on certain effects, I'm able to adjust the speed so it can kind of like sync with the music. A lot of trial and error. A lot of trial and error for sure. But there are some really cool effects in here. These are all individual ones here that I ended up doing like a couple of them and then copy and pasting on and on at the right points. So like you can see here, like this is near the end where it does the kind of like illuminates the whole thing in like a swipe. But yeah, there's some really cool ones in here. But yeah, this took me about total time about a couple weeks from start to finish to actually program this whole thing. You can see how actually aggressive this looks. But I'm really happy how it turned out. Like I couldn't be happier how this really came about, and I'm really excited to see what we can do next year. People are already asking what we're going to do next year's project, and I'm like, I have no clue. Hey dudes, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Oh, Link is broken 3D and T printing? Let me see. Let me double check. Let me try posting that link again, chat. Let's see if that works. If it doesn't, I'll fix it. But yeah, for those that just joined us too, we are going to replay the show at the end of the stream for those that came in late. Because I'm in a great mood tonight. It's been a great... I'm just really overwhelmed by the tremendous support from everybody. The Twitch stream earlier had a really good response to this, and just very grateful that you guys are all part of this from at one point, you know, starting mid-October with nothing and having a model within a month with all the details that went into the model. This was probably one of the most detailed like designs that I've done to date with like my 3D printing projects within the Big Jano realm. And I am just very happy with the end result, especially the light show, because at that point, mid-October, I was like, we're going to do a light show. And I'm thinking, are we really going to actually do that? Like, I have no clue if we're going to... Like, I was thinking I was biting off more than I could chew at that point. So, So yeah, I'm just very happy I was able to get this thing wrapped up, and we're actually on time for once. Like, I told myself we're gonna get the model done by Thanksgiving, we're gonna get the light show done by Christmas. We're able to do both. I have no idea how we're doing it, but we're gonna roll that energy into 2025 with what we're accomplishing here. So, yeah, Xlights is interesting to say the least. What's cool about Xlights, once I get the hang of it, like, you can, if you hold down the left mouse click and drag, you can just listen to certain aspects of, like, whatever you want to listen to. Like, say if I do this and then I click the space bar, I can then go, like, I'll turn the volume down a little bit, but you can kind of hear the music playing with it as it tries to sync with that. But you can see it's a nice little easy timeline to follow. Hopefully you guys are able to hear that a little bit, but I know I have background music on, so it might be a little tricky. I would say the trickiest thing was just getting things timed or lined up in the exact spot I wanted them to, and especially with the camera having a little bit of a shutter difference. Like, I can see things like visually, I can see like the effects are like a split second earlier than what the camera shows, so I kind of had to play effect into that with the timing of the audio and the timing of the show, what you guys were seeing. So I kind of really had to cheat that at certain aspects. But yeah, you can see there's all sorts of different effects in here. I did reuse a lot of effects in certain spots and then just modified colors. The length of things kind of matters as well, but you can see there was quite a bit of work thrown into this. I'm really proud of it all. If I were to change anything, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really rush to get anything done with like the programming side of it, so I was like happy with most of the effects with each song. I think my favorite song out of all of them is the dubstep, like kind of near the middle of the performance. And again, I'm gonna play this. I'll play an encore of the show at the end of the stream tonight, so you guys can watch it again for those that came in a little bit late. Let's see if there's any cool effects here. Oh, this one's really neat. I like this. It's like a wavy type thing. And it gives you a preview window. You can see down below at the bottom left corner. It shows an actual preview if I click on a different effect. So it's nice. It does some really cool stuff. There are way more tools in this software that I've even dove into yet. I don't know if I'll ever get into that, but this is the software that people use for their outdoor house, for their outdoor light shows, like for their actual houses. So, for us to take this and to use it on a very small display is almost certainly 100% overkill. But, I'm very happy that we were able to even get it to work the way we wanted to. And I think the vision of the light show and the kind of cheesy story that goes behind it too. I was kind of trying to make it kind of like a Disney-esque type show. You know, if you go see the fireworks at Disney World, it kind of has like the show behind it. It's not just a bunch of lights and, you know, try to give it that aspect of this. I think that's kind of what I was aiming for a little bit, and I think I think I did a good job with it. I think I did it well. I think I gave it justice. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with next year's. I don't know what we're gonna do for next year. Whether we do a bigger and better display or, I don't know yet. We're going to start thinking about that. But if we're going to go bigger and better next year, we're going to have to start this way earlier than mid-October for sure. Set you screenshot Discord. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Is Xlights a paid program? No, it's free. It's completely free to download. You go on, if you just search Xlights on Google, it's like the first thing that pops up. There's a download window, and it downloads like the software. It downloads a couple. There's like a scheduler, and there's another software it downloads. But there's some really good YouTube tutorials which I kind of followed along to even get to this point. So definitely check it out if that's something you guys are interested in. I will say definitely check out the tutorials that you see on YouTube. There's a lot of really good ones. There's also a tutorial on how I was able to actually wire up the controller. So that made it a lot easier using a controller that somebody already has tried to integrate into Xlights. and get it wired up with the LED strips needed. So, but yeah, it's totally free. It's I didn't have to pay anything for the software. And what's cool about that control board too, it has WLED already programmed onto it. So even if you didn't want to use Xlights, you can still go into WLED and do all the fun programmable stuff. So like the if I go back to see, it's still showing that one effect. So if I click out of it, and then in a second it's going to go back to this default set. So this default state that my lights are at right now is my preset default in WLED. So this is not even related to Xlights. But WLED can still give you control of the LEDs however you want them. If you just wanted to have a light up display like this. Normally with our projects, this is where we stop. The light show is kind of above and beyond what we normally go to. But I'm probably the most proud of this project today at this point. You know, I've said that before with other projects. This one's probably my new favorite to date. And it wouldn't be possible without you guys and your continued support. So I do appreciate you guys for coming by the live streams, liking all the posts I do on Twitter and Discord and wherever else I post updates and progress pictures. So I do appreciate you guys for all of that. Sorry, I keep going back to my main chatting screen because I gotta move my chat window over here so I can see chat and also see when I'm actually looking on my other screen here. Want to integrate some room lighting, and that'd be really help. Yeah, absolutely. And if I'll try this. I'll ping you on Discord with some of the tutorials I ended up looking at, just so you can get an idea of what was able to help me out. So I'll definitely try to shoot that over to you hopefully soon. But yeah, I mean that's kind of where we're at, chat. It's we started with our model. We started with this. We started with all of our design here. We made an art model basically, and then we made a model to configure some LEDs. Got everything wired up. Came into Xlights, was able to program everything once everything was kind of classified in here, because that's the one things you have to do in Xlights is you have to classify your LED strips, which you can do in this layout tab. And then what I also ended up doing was grouping. There's 3 different sets of LEDs, and I ended up grouping a couple different sets of sets of 2. So we have our mini LEDs, which are on the cottage house. We have the spotlights that are the ones that are like around the outside perimeter of the base and inside the courtyard. And then we have the bulbs that are on the factory building. And then I have groupings of 2 of like different combinations of those 3 things. And that's really helpful because you're able to then have different, if you want different effects on different things, but you want, say, like your spotlights have a different color than the other props, then you can differentiate those, and it makes it a lot easier than having to do 3 individual lines and kind of line them up all at the same point. There also is some tools in here that lets you like line like starting and ending times of effects. I figured out a quicker way to do that once I got into tutorials. But yeah, that's kind of how I learned. It's just kind of been diving in and then occasionally looking through tutorials and then just playing around with it and see what works and see what it looks like. Not all the effects looked good with these LED strips that I have in set right now. But they definitely, it just comes down to playing around and see what works. That's kind of how I came about a lot of the effects that you see, whether it be like these they call them the bars, but basically a lot of these bar effects, I was able to kind of, you can adjust the number of cycles, so it kind of moves at different speeds, and I was able to play around with those effects a lot with different parts of the music and kind of sync it so it's kind of timing it with the music better. That was something I was able to do really, really, really well. But yeah, that's kind of the whole process of this project. This was about 2 months of work from start to finish. But I'm certainly one of my most prouder projects to date. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed the ride of this as well. We do a lot of projects like this all the time. we do a lot of the work in progress type stuff on the Twitch channel. So if you guys are on Twitch, you guys see like me physically working on the modeling, printing the parts, working on the programming. Like last week we were working on literally trying to finish the programming up on Xlights and getting the last pieces reprinted, decorated again, gluing in all the LEDs. So like a lot of that type of stuff I do on my Twitch channel. But I am going to be working in 2025 to kind of do some more YouTube live streams as well. I got a project coming up next year, probably to start when I get back into things in 2025, because this is going to be the last stream for myself for the rest of this year. I'm taking a couple weeks off for the holidays and just to kind of regroup and take a little bit of a break. But in 2025, I have some projects coming up. We have a rebuild of an Anycubic Mega X printer, which is my very first 3D printer I ever had. We're going to be rebuilding that with a new control board. Hopefully, first, I would say the first, probably right into 2025. That'll probably be one of the first things we start working back up on. And I plan on doing that kind of live series, or that live stream series over on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. But I do plan on doing some other YouTube live streams in the future. But I am on Twitch usually 2 nights a week, Tuesdays and Thursday nights around 8:30 Eastern time. So normally we're over there. If you guys are on Twitch, come by, give us a follow, say hi. But we are working on trying to do some more YouTube stuff into 2025. I do want to grow the channel a little bit and get our watch hours up so we can get some ad revenue. That's something we've been working on for a while, but with life and other things going on, I haven't been able to do a lot of YouTube content as of late in the last few months. So our watch hours have kind of slipped a little bit. So that's one of my goals for next year, and hopefully we can make that happen. 3D&T Printing with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. From the wife from the previous year's Gingerbread House model for your work contest. Oh, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your super chat. It really means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, you guys, for those that are also new to the community, we're also on X and Blue Sky at Big Jano is where you can find me there. We also have a merch store now, so I don't know if I have the merch store link. Let me see if I can. I have the merch store link somewhere. There might be a merch store link in the Twitch, in the YouTube chat description. All my other links are in the YouTube, in the description of this video as well, but also in the about section of my channel profile here. So, all the ways you guys can support me and follow along on my projects, I'm sure there are here on YouTube, and on the channel profile. Yeah, Off Axis, I'm on here a little bit. I don't do as much live streaming on YouTube versus Twitch. I am going to try to work on that and do a little bit more live streaming over here. But I am going to be working on some more YouTube content hopefully soon for the channel going into 2025. So definitely stick around here and definitely stay tuned for some new content coming up. Hopefully very, very soon, or sooner than later, I should say. I really want to hopefully get some numbers up here on YouTube. But Twitch is where we normally hang out. So we're still over on Twitch pretty regularly, a couple nights a week. But I'll give you guys another minute. If you guys have any final questions for me, I can answer them. If not, I will go back and play the light show again from the beginning to kind of close off the stream tonight. So before I do that, I just want to thank you guys again for being here tonight. I know you guys, I know it's Sunday night. A lot of you are getting ready to either start the work week. Maybe you're taking off for the holiday. Maybe you have one day of work tomorrow. But thank you guys for being here. I know it's late for a lot of you as well. And I also just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year going into 2025. And I look forward to what 2025 has in store. I know there's a lot of fun stuff I have planned for 2025. And of course, we're going to be planning for some new projects. We're going to be planning I'm already planning for some events next year for Rocky Mountain Rep Rat Festival next year. I know for sure I'm going to be making it too. And continue the awesomeness, because I think that's what we need to do. So with that being said, I think we should just get the show reset. I think that sounds about like a good time, don't you guys think? For those especially that missed the beginning, you guys will get to see it again. And don't forget, If you guys are interested in this model, it is over on my Thangs profile page. If you guys just look up Big Jano on Thangs, it'll be under there. So you guys can find me on Thangs. That's where I post a lot of my 3D models now. We did just post a new model not too long ago. Our lithophane infill cube. That's one of our models we've had for a while. This actually, I designed this back in April of last year, but I finally got around to releasing it a couple weeks ago. And it's free at the moment on my Thanks page, but it's a cool little LED light box. It's my lithophane box design with some fun little with a fun take on the infill patterns with your slicer. So if you guys are interested in something like this, definitely check it out. You can download it for free. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap things up for me until I play the show one more time. So again, I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being here tonight. Thank you so much for all your support every single day and all of 2024. And I cannot wait again to kick off 2025 and keep doing awesome stuff and being a part of a really cool community. So with that being said, let me get the light show reset, and I'll let you guys. I'll play us out. The 21 minute light show display, and that will kind of end the stream. So for the final time, thank you again, and I will kick it on over to my light show here, and I will say for the final time in 2024, thank you again, and as always, we gotta keep doing it big. All right, there we go, and let us. I gotta turn the light off real quick. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, everybody, here we go. Another encore presentation of the Gingerbread Factory Holiday Display Light Show Extravaganza. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night. And take care. Have a great rest of your Christmas holiday season. And I'll see you all in 2025. Later, all. One second, folks. There we go.
Our story begins in our quiet gingerbread village where the factory sits. The town is engaged in excitement for the upcoming holiday season, with the factory workers gearing up for the increase in gingerbread production. The clock tower chimes and the smokestack whistles, signaling the start of the new hustle and bustle of the season. But the workers are at an impasse. What holiday music shall they listen to while they work? Many bicker back and forth with many different music options to choose from. They agree that they should just listen to everything and decide for themselves. The workers listened to song after song, only to realize after every one that they were all dancing, humming along, and even doing a little air guitar. It then occurred to them that it didn't matter the type of music played in the factory, but it was the sentiment behind it. The music was there to remind everyone the joyful spirit the holidays bring each and every year, to motivate one another to do good for all, and to share the common goal of making it the best holiday season yet. And just like that, our gingerbread factory and our little gingerbread town was fully in the holiday spirit. Their enthusiasm carries on each and every day this holiday season, and I hope some of it made its way to you today. May you all find joy and enthusiasm in this holiday season, and don't forget to also enjoy a little gingerbread along the way too. Thank you everyone for watching Big Jano's Gingerbread Factory Holiday Display Light Show Extravaganza. We certainly hope you enjoyed the show and its festivities. Please stand by and continue to stay on the stream to participate in a Q&A session hosted by Big Jano himself regarding this year's 2024 holiday project. If you are interested in helping financially support Big Jano's future projects or would like to help contribute to next year's holiday project, please check out the ways you can support Big Jano through his YouTube profile links, through YouTube Super Chats, purchasing YouTube memberships to Big Jano's channel, or by checking out Big Jano's merch store or 3D model membership page on Thanks 3D. Thank you all for watching, and happy holidays!